like this. I 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 like this.
Ah, shuck it, duck it. Hey, y'all.
Well, hello.
Hey,
What's going on?
nothing. How's everybody?
All
Happy
is
New
well.
Year.
Hey, everybody's
Other people
good.
that I hadn't seen.
There's something wrong with my speakers because I can't hardly hear y'all, and I'm trying
That's
to figure
okay.
out what it is.
I can speak up for you. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah,
Hello, boys
I
and
figured
ladies.
you would.
How are you? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
And all the people who view us every week, thank you so much. You don't know how important it is to start 2023 off. Share, please contact friends and share. Sandra, you look mighty lovely tonight.
Thank you.
That green does something for you. I want you to
Right.
know. Just snap out at me. Robert, that orange is so crushing, so be careful.
Not crushing.
And Julius, as always, I'm glad your speaker is stop up so I can talk. Yes. So how was Kwannza for everyone?
Went
Oh,
well.
it was good. I went to a couple of things down there in Savannah.
I'm gonna have to see whether my speaker this way will work better
Uh-oh.
because I can hardly
sure.
hear.
Make sure your volume is up on the what is it, the toolbar, the control, whatever. But no, Charlie, I think I saw you a few nights. I think
And don't
somewhere in
bring up the past.
Oh, I wasn't gonna go. Yeah, I wasn't gonna go. That was nowhere near my narrative. But yeah. But Chandra, well, see, now you brought Chandra in on that conversation. She was a witness. But anyway. But now Kwannza Krawl went very well. I thought it was well planned.
It went excellent.
Yeah, very good job.
Yeah. I my hat's off to Keisha and everybody that works to put that together. Because I love the places that we go, and I love the fact that it's not the same old places every year, except for the Odyssey.
Yeah, and some of the traditional places was there, but all the businesses, the people got involved. It would not work, and the organization, those guys put it together, get the word out. And listen, it was outstanding. The time with Christmas, because it started a day after Christmas. You give your presents out, and then you started that for about 7 days, and it was great. I enjoyed myself.
Yeah,
I went
really did
to 5 of them.
I think I went to 3.
I went to 5 of them, and I enjoyed myself. And what I like mostly, I made a New Year resolution to try to eat less wings because I thought I'd be flying. I had so many wings doing this. I had wings at the Odyssey. I had wings at Liquid. Is it Liquid
Cafe?
Cafe? And I just went overboard at the Liquid Cafe.
I didn't know wings for other people. The Cafe was the best to me.
Huh?
The ones at the Liquid Cafe was the best to me. I don't know. I don't know about anybody else, but if we comparing wings, I'd go back to the Liquid Cafe every time.
Right. The Liquid Cafe had good wings, but guess what? All the wings was good because I was eating them everywhere I went.
Everywhere.
The oxtail pizza. The oxtail pizza at that place that we went to, what was it?
Cool Vibes.
Cool Vibes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, y'all.
So y'all,
that was heck of one of the organization, the person who helped set it up. Hats off to him. I said a lot of terrible things about him in the past, I'm taking one of them back, but that's all I'm gonna take back. The rest
Just one.
is the same. But I appreciate the way it went off. The program was sensational. And Jamal, what's happening? Julius speaker, is something wrong with it? And I can talk, because he can't talk. I am so happy.
You clapping, Jamal?
We were talking a little bit about Kwannza and how wonderful it went off and the participant business and how it worked out. Maybe you can kick in and share something with us.
I wasn't clapping. I was trying to get this gnat from flying around. This guy
Okay.
Well, man, you should run for public office. You're good, man.
Wasn't that a good one?
You cover that up.
That was
We can't hardly hear you, Julius. Go ahead, Jamal, talk.
Well, you know, it's just a continuation. So we're glad to be involved, and that's what we tell. Like I tell Alderman Keisha Gibson-Carter that when we do this is a service to the community. We don't have time to, it's not a vacation for us, but it's time for us to give to the community, and that's what we've been doing for a long time. And so, in the Kwannza Krawl, it's created essentially a family, and that's why Julius has been there from the very beginning, and he's seen the people, and then you see how the restaurants support one another. Also, Gary, JB, Taylor, and Curtis, they come out and support one another. Jackie comes out, support other people. Lillian comes out, support. So you're going to see that. You're going to see that real unity, just like something we had shared on the Run Tell That and Kansas Lakeisha yesterday that aired today. That imagine if more of us did that. Imagine if more of us did that. Again, that's just a couple people doing it, but imagine if more of us made a concerted effort to do something like that.
Yeah,
just only one thing while I'm really on this show today is because of some dastardly stuff that was done by Julius Hall and some other people, and that I'm going to take a vacation.
Well, one of the things that I want to just input in, first and foremost, I can count, and I can count in Spanish to prove my point. Are you ready? Uno, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. That's 1 through 6. A certain person did insinuate to a whole host of people that I couldn't count. And people be driving down the street now, they see me, they go, 5 mean 5. And I go, what you talking about? So we're not going to get into that. But what I like most about it, so many more people this year was exposed to it. Say they didn't know anything about it as the first time they participate in it. I have to say, hats off to the guys, Keisha, you guys work on it. Thank you so much. My wife and I, we was totally blown away. We appreciate it. The dancers, I forgot what you call themselves.
The Savannah Showstoppers. Mm-hmm.
Right, they did a dance in honor for Kwannza, a Kwannza move. Man, Everything went good. I give you guys an A+. I'm serious.
Give it to God. Appreciate it.
I like what Bernetta said when she was talking about how we need to not just always be giving our money out of our community, and that the Jewish people, before their money leaves out of their community, they have spent their money in their community about 4 or 5 times before it ever leaves.
True.
So I think that this year we need to all make concerted efforts to at least have our money spent, 3 to 4 times in our community before we allow it to leave.
Sandra, you got a green screen on or something?
Huh?
You got a green screen on?
No, that's her dress look that large.
No,
that's
it's a green screen. It's you coming in and coming out. It's a green screen.
Oh, I'm sorry, that's my blur screen.
Oh, okay. Well, next year we hope to have a 5th district representative, because the 5th district representative did not come out to Kwannza and participate as she did the first year when she was still on the team. The last 2 years she's been off the team. That's Jamal's cousin, Jamal's first cousin, a second cousin, one of the two. But we hope to replace her with Dr. Bryant up top here. Robert Bryant will be replacing her. And what happened to
What?
the names that usually go under the thing? I don't see it.
Chandra removed them.
I didn't do anything.
got
one of the things Sandra was talking
Chandra
about,
did.
the
She
money
did it.
spent in the business, for instance, the Browns, again, I'm not trying to brag, but the Browns spent in all the places we went heavy. So the money was spent 5 times in Black businesses.
Right.
Each night we went, we bought heavy. Each night we bought. So that is not going just one time. The money went 5 times into the Black community. And we're real happy with that.
And I wanted to add to that exactly what you said, Charlie. It not only just Black communities, but the districts that are historically housing those areas and those communities benefited as well. So it was just good to see that effort grow, and hopefully we can grow it next year and do more of that throughout the year, actually.
That'll be great. That's what we need to do. Jamal, Jamal, I don't know whether you saw that. We'll talk about that later. You see the text that came through on the group text. But
you talking about the top 100?
Yeah, don't even mention it. You really. Don't make me play the
Aretha
video.
Franklin was number 1.
Don't make me play the video, Jamal.
Aretha Franklin was number 1.
I couldn't believe that they snubbed Celine Dion.
We're not on that subject yet, and we're not talking about
Well,
that.
you shouldn't have brought it up.
That's not what we're talking about. That's not what we're talking about. I'll email it to y'all. I'll text it to you all.
It's another top 100.
Y'all, we're not going to talk about that top 100.
I
because
guess
it's a
now-
lie. Because
I guess now we Secret Service, CIA too. I guess undercover.
we'll talk about that in when we get down to subject number 4 or 5. It's in that. I'll send it to y'all. But anyway, this is our general discussion, and we took Kwannza out of the group and put up top in general discussion. So we got a few more minutes of general discussion, about 3 minutes of general discussion for Kwannza. I think also Jamal, Pastor Valerie Grimes wants to let's do Kwannza every week or every day. Or what was she saying?
Every month, do it one day out of a month. And see now, which share with you, that goes. Candace Briggs did that. And actually, after the first year, we did something called Kwannza Krawl Continues.
Right.
So what then happened the second year? That happened the first year, but then it's still you gotta have the people still got the energy with regards to doing that. So now, Reverend Valerie Grimes is saying that she's going to take the mantle. And my cousin Carolyn Walker, she said that their church each month has an event and they cater it, and so they're going to go to the restaurants that were part of the Kwannza Krawl to have them cater it. So again, it's just that people gotta have the dedication and the commitment to that, and to make that happen like that, and being diligent and dedicated to making it happen. Just like going to what Sean just saying. So you understand that you are spending the money, that you are rolling the money over, and Mr. Brown and Mrs. Brown saying, hey, this is what we're doing. We're going to spend heavily with us. And that's something it's something that becomes intentional. And that even with regards to, those people on social media, like people looking at the show right now, that they're on social media, there's a social media outlet called We Buy Black. And that's what it is. You can buy your toilet tissue, your soap. They got Black companies that are doing it. So then say that you're going to be intentional and dedicated with regards to that.
Yeah.
And I have to go and say, I have to throw it out there. And I say, essentially, that was a part of what BEMA is about with regard to that. Again, with BEMA, that's a part of what Beamer's about. So again, people just being dedicated to that and being committed to that philosophy.
And Charlie and Daryl will be bringing Beamer back in 2023 coming up. They've been working on it recently. They'll be bringing Beamer back. Beamer is the Black Empowerment Movement Association. It started here in Savannah with me and Charlie and Daryl, Josie Shepard, and Leonard Harris.
Yeah.
And Matthew Southall Brown Jr.
The second.
Yeah, the four of us, the six of us started it about 3 years in 2019, and we're going to continue it in 2023. It's been off because of COVID, and it'll be starting back up. Yeah.
So why you didn't say Natalie Leggett? Did you say Natalie Leggett?
No, Natalie wasn't at that meeting.
I'm just saying, but she's been instrumental. She tried to push it, but see, Natalie, I'm trying to look out for you, Natalie. See, I try to look out for you. Oh, I forgot. Julius got something on me. Okay, I'll be quiet.
I think clearly we're going to pull as many people in as possible. We do want it to work, and that's what where it's at. We will pull her in because she is a person about something and want to interject herself into it and be a part of the community.
Natalie's going to be a big component of Beamer when we start back because Natalie is doing a whole lot of things with the magazines, with the advertising here. She'll be reaching out to the whole community after a while. So Beamer, along with all the things that we're doing, will help promote Kwannza.
Be sure you tell them, Julius, excuse me, be sure you tell them next month issue, it's going to be a feature interview. You're going to interview me. The magazine going to interview Charlie Brown. I'm going to tell you how great I am.
Yes, sir. We're going to have a lot of features for Black History Month for next month, and we're going to talk to a bunch of people that have made some historic moves. Two of those people on here now will be featured in next month Hello Savannah magazine. That's Jamal Torre and Charlie Brown. Y'all are icons in this city. Have done a whole lot, do a whole lot to uplift the community. And me and Robert and Sandra, we just can't wait till we get that old so we can do those things. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to speak for myself. I'm old. Jamal isn't that old, but he just got a lot of old knowledge that he do his research.
Yeah, he got an old soul.
Yeah, and he went to Jenkins Warrior, and they do so much of studying and reading. And Richard Arnold, all we did is went to lunch and in the playground.
Wow.
And play basketball on the stage.
And then when you fall out. You fall out, you break your leg too. We knew that too. So
okay, we finished with general discussion. First subject up will be NFL player collapses on the field.
Just before you get started, Tiffany isn't here tonight, but she got sworn in yesterday at City Council in Athens, Georgia. We want to say congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're really elated and happy for her.
Ain't no question. I was going to mention that, but since you brought it up, I was going to do that when the local elections came up, but because I'm kind of mad that I wasn't there when she was sworn in. Me and Robert should have been there, but we'll be there next time for the rest of the stuff that she does because she's Robert's protege. And,
okay.
Don't say that. No, it might be the other way around, but she did. She held her own in that meeting. I was very proud of how she was willing to just really step out on courage and speak up on the issues, and so she's doing a good job.
Okay. And when that other one get back over this side of the coast, maybe she'll run for something too. That one there, up in the corner there, Fannie Lou. She got a team now.
Okay.
She did it by herself before. She got a team now.
Maybe I'll win by 8 this time.
You know what?
Okay, NFL player Damar Hamlin fell out on the field after making a tackle, and now he's in critical condition in a hospital in Cincinnati. The game was live. I was watching it live when it happened, and thought that he just caught a cramp or something. I thought, or just was exhausted. But yeah, we are all praying for him. And what is your take on the my thing is, what I don't like about this whole situation is this. Football is a contact sport. Hockey is a contact sport also. Basketball is semi. Baseball, that ball can hit you and kill you. But you have things that happen in life, and they're trying to make it seem like football is just so violent, and that the rules need to be changed, and you cannot help this one instance. Football is a part of the American fabric, and it has already been toned down to be as soft as it is now, which saved lives and injuries and the overall health of the athletes. But they don't say anything about these guys knocking each other teeth out every night in hockey, and it's just it's just a bias there, And what say you, Mr. Brown?
I think what you got. It is about color. It's about making a lot of people millionaires. Young guys are turning to millionaires. And you're doing a comparison with hockey, and look how many black people are in hockey. If there may be one or two, and they mix at that, and it is a serious thing. Football is dangerous, but again, baseball is dangerous. But again, you're dealing with more white people in baseball, and now more probably what you call those people, the Dominican and Cubans are in baseball more now than American black is. It's a white basically sport. And I think that's what you got going on there. And they trying to make it, I guess, bring in soccer, because they call soccer football in most countries. Overseas, it's called soccer. So yeah, I think it's about that. And I think it's about economics. They're trying to tone it down. And about 50 years ago, I'm old enough to remember, it was an NFL player in the Detroit game, dropped dead, had a blood clot or something during the game, and he died. But it was not social media, and it was not covered like now. Look how many people who have got torn ACL that they shoot away from it. It was severe. He got hit in the chest. I watched, and he probably knocked his heart off a rhythm, because I played football, and that could happen. And I'm sorry that happened, but it's no dangerous than the rest of them to a degree. And that's my opinion. I think economic got to do something with color. That's my opinion.
Sandra, you got any take on this?
Yes, I do have a take on it. I don't believe that it has anything to do, the toning down of football. It should not, and I don't believe that it does have anything to do with race. I believe it has something to do with what we call, when you know better, you do better. Because for decades, the first football games were played without helmets, and then when they got helmets, they didn't have a face mask to go on the helmets, So as things have progressed and we have become a more civil society, we have seen the effects that football can have on the body, and especially the brain with all of these concussions, and I don't believe that letting these people, our young men, because a lot of them go into playing football at 20, you know, and some of them play football just like my son since he was 5. And Chris has had many, you know, concussions over the years, you know, probably about 5. And who's to say that those concussions have not built up to cause a slight brain damage, you know, or some other condition to the body, you know? So we as parents, we as adults, we need to start reconsidering, you know, because we always raised our children to say, oh, well, I want to go into the NFL. I want to go into the NBA and all of this. Like that was the only things that we should be doing as Black people to make money, you know? And there's so many other things that maybe we should be pushing our son, you know, leading our sons into golf, maybe something more safe than that.
Well,
so
football is for those that really have the heart to play it. And me and Jamar, we excelled at it. Jamar was a tight end for Tompkins Wolverines back in the day, and he caught several touchdowns for Tompkins. What's your take on it, Jamar? Tell them the Wolverine Nation. Bernard played on one end side of the ball, you played on the other side, and you excelled at Tompkins. You made Tompkins great as it is. Go ahead and tell everybody.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a Wolverine.
That's right.
We throw it up. Wolverine.
That's right.
Wolverine.
That's right.
That's right. The blue and white. The blue and white. The real blue and white.
Right.
Not that school over Washington Avenue in Pennsylvania right now.
That's right. That's right.
The real blue and white.
The real Wolverine.
But I just want to clarify a point with Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, there's a show that comes on our Black media called Ebony Sports Reporters. And we try to cover all sports. And we often talk about there are a number of Afro-Americans, Black people, Black Afro-Canadians and African-Americans who are now playing hockey. Some of them are also now serving as executives in hockey, and some of them, and they're not mixed race. Though what happens, Mr. Brown, Mr. Julius Hall, he does not like for us to discuss hockey, but he also he tells us to shut it down. No hockey, no soccer. We can't have conversations. If I put that out there, it's like I'm wasting time. But yeah, I want to let you know that there's some of us who are now engaging in hockey also.
It's matter of fact, you're right. It's 6 Americans and 20 Black Canadians.
But Mr. Julius Hall does not want that to be discussed. If we bring that up on Evidence Post Report, he was like, nobody's paying attention. Move on. So that's what.
How many players on each hockey team?
It's like I say, the number of Blacks are 6 American. It's 6 American.
I got that. We heard that.
Wait a minute, I'm trying to tell you now.
But it was still my turn.
3%, Julius.
It was still my turn. I just wanted to just share that point. And I'll go and share this, that football is a violent sport. It is a sport that you're going to get injured in. You can get injured. You can injure yourself depending on just how you run and something like that. Or somebody else can injure you. And so when it does come down to it, people are now discussing, which has always been out there, that football is tied to Black bodies, to people that say Black bodies, because 60% of the NFL, African Americans. The other 30%, they're basically Caucasian. But when it comes to the ownership, you'd have no African Americans who are majority owners at all in the NFL. And then you have 2 majority owners of people of color, but none of them African Americans. And then when you go and look at executives, again, you look at, coaches, that again, you're going to see, and they say that, so what happens is that you have Black bodies that are making money, but the other people, the owners and everyone else are making more money off of them. And that when you go and look at, you see absolutely it's tied to race, it's tied to the disparities and the things that we look at. And we got to question some of it. Some people took the attitude that long before Colin Kaepernick, that they could not support the NFL because of things that they did, how they treated Michael Vick. And so you see that. But again, this situation, and just saying personal experience, when playing football at a practice at Tompkins High School, I remember when I had hit Bernard Brown, I had hit him, and I lost not just my breath, I couldn't, not, Charlie, I'm telling a serious story. Charlie Brown just busted that laugh. Not only did my breath went out of me, but literally I had to force myself to breathe. And so I'm saying, when you are engaging in this sport called football, that is something that can happen that you know. And I'm not saying, I'm not what happened to Mar. We are hoping and praying that things work out for him, that there's no neurological issues, no physical issues. But yes, it does come into play. And that, I mean, even what does on a high school level, because you have these experiences that occur, and that, again, I think many of us got some stories that we can tell with regard to that. But we still go and we shout the attention on, because again, the NFL and places like that. But then again, guess what? I dare say many of us have had these stories.
Well, he's doing better. He's improving, and they'll give another update tomorrow. But he is doing a whole lot better.
Right.
And they're going to reschedule that game to be played because it's a vital game for positioning in the playoffs. So we'll know something about that this weekend also.
Jim,
y'all
I
get
know
ready.
It's Robert's turn. I know it's Robert's turn.
I think we beat that horse to death. I think everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I want to say this. Actually, the tight end, he was tackling the tight end, and the tight end hit him so hard in the chest that they said knock his heart off a rhythm. The tight end hit him that hard. He didn't hit the tight end that hard.
Right.
Yeah.
And it can happen at any time under any situation. The heart can be thrown off. Mm-hmm. And if it loses the beat with the rhythm, then certain things happen. You have mild heart attacks, you have strokes, you have a whole lot that can happen. So we are praying for this young man, and we hope that he returns and have a full recovery and one day can play again. I don't know whether they'll allow it, but after extensive medical evaluations, I'm sure that he'll be trying to play if he can. We'll be right back with the House Republicans. They've got an 8:00 vote. They've had 6 or 7 already, and McCarthy has lost. So we'll be right back with that after our commercials.
The city of Savannah has always been known for its African American culture, especially in the 5th District, where I live. Over 50 years ago, my mother and father developed a home in the 5th District, in Liberty City to be exact. And since that time, we have lost our voice and struggled to find the really great leadership that makes us really proud. Our culture, our heritage, and our land have been questioned.
The commercial is
join me, Robert Bryant, next year in 2023. We can get to work and believe in change that we can all be proud of. So join me, let's believe in the change, and together we will make the District 5 as strong. Thank you.
Y'all can
All right.
All right, I'm mute, Charlie.
Okay.
I had to mute him because you were still talking while the commercial was going on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
You.
You.
There wasn't no commercial going on.
You have a late response. Something is wrong with your internet. The commercial was still going on, and Robert's commercial was on, and we could hear you in the background. Anyway,
I didn't see Robert commercial. Did you see it, Jamal?
Right. I was gonna say no, it was not. There was no commercial. Right. We were all on the screen, and that's what Charlie. That's what he's saying. And which I'll be honest, that's why I stopped eating my chicken. I'm like,
Right.
it was.
No, it was a commercial still going.
If I had to go and say this, I would say to Dr. Robert Bryant, I think you might need to get your money back for the commercial that did not air at that moment right there, because the commercial didn't air. I think
it aired. Y'all just didn't see. That happened last week too. I don't know what happened, because last week y'all said that y'all were back, but y'all wasn't. And I'm looking at it, and I know y'all wasn't back because I got the controls right here. I see what happens right here. So y'all, the commercial was still going. Y'all just didn't see it. If for some reason it's probably the program that you all own, or the browser that y'all own, or something that y'all wasn't able to see it.
One question.
Yes, sir.
Sonia saw it. Robert, you saw it, and Julie saw it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jamal and I did not see it. We were looking at each other, looking at y'all.
Well, Aura just said that she saw it.
I wonder what happened.
It's something, the browser that y'all are on inside the studio.
Right.
Okay.
That's all it is.
And it could be you. It could be you.
It could be the guy doing the controls.
Get back here because you need to be producing the shows. I'm just letting you get, because Julius cannot produce the shows no more. We need you back here. I'm just letting you know that we need you back here right now, ASAP.
There ain't nobody from
ASAP.
Is that Chris?
Okay, you'll be back tomorrow. Okay, thank you. We need you producing all the shows. He lying. He's screwing up, messing up. They got people lying for him. Me and Charlie Brown, we can see the stuff ain't even happening. So have a safe trip back, Javonna.
Yeah, here goes somebody else. Diane Brown said that she's seen it as well. Y'all just didn't see all the commercials. There's something wrong with y'all. Who that was? Javonna?
Yeah, Javonna. Yes.
You need to get on back. Tiffany came back yesterday. I'll get with her later. But those two have a lot of assignments that they'll be doing.
Yeah, Javonna says she'll be back tomorrow.
Okay. All right. Well, next subject is these House Republicans. They coming up in about 15 minutes for another vote. Kevin, yes, 6 votes already.
Boy, this is embarrassing.
It is.
I'm embarrassed for Kevin. Boy.
No, I'm not. He's garbage and in garbage and out garbage. Garbage turned garbage. And all what her name? What's her name? Burbrick or whatever.
Hey, you know what should have happened though? I'm gonna tell you what should have happened. Well, no, because this dude probably be worse than Clarence Thomas. They got the black guy Donalds that is up for the House Speaker. Also, he keep getting 20 votes. He got 18 last time.
Jordan.
His name Donalds.
His name is Jordan.
I'm looking at it right now. His name is Donalds.
You know, y'all got different screams, so don't argue with him.
I'm talking about a black guy, not the white guy. The white guy name.
You talking about Jeffries?
No, Jeffries is on the Democratic side. They got a black guy on the Republican side in Florida that they are putting up instead of McCarthy.
Oh, so they took Jordan off from yesterday?
Yeah, Jordan is no longer there.
Oh, you mean
it's a black guy?
It's a black guy. Jordan
I don't know his name from Florida.
Donalds from Florida.
Oh, okay. I know that I know the brother you're talking about. So Donalds, he was the one that changed his vote on that third vote.
Correct.
Yesterday, and made it 20 to whatever.
Right.
You know, to be perfectly honest, what's happened to McCarthy, what goes around, come around. I do believe in God. There are, God is a just God. And I don't want to bring religions into it, but I'm going to have to. This man is garbage.
Well, this is the thing, though. When we look at the totality of it, you got 20 crazy people that's holding up some other crazy people in the Republican Party. So no matter what we get, we're gonna get a bunch of stupidness. It don't matter what we get out of them, it's gonna be a bunch of stupidness. The only reason that McCarthy them wants to take over is to investigate Hunter Biden. That's the only reason.
Yeah.
All they want to do is
But
have
not to
disruption
do people's
and
business.
make Trump look good.
Julius, I owe you an apology. You went to Woodsville, Tonkin. You used the word totality just now. You shut me down for the night. I'm impressed.
But
you should have heard how, son, just a second. Julius, I owe you an apology. You are astute. Robert, Julius is astute. He's a totality. Oh, I'm totally impressed. I'm not going to say nothing else tonight. Put it on mute.
what do y'all think when y'all hear the news media saying that the Democrats should be going back into session, in the back room and deciding who they should vote for on the Republican side to just elect a speaker? I mean, do you feel like that's our job to elect their speaker?
Well,
No,
I'll tell you
that
this.
won't happen.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you,
won't happen.
if they hold tight, like I hope they will, I know it's a long shot, but it's possible that Jeffries would become a speaker. He's getting more votes and more momentum is going his way. So I doubt it, but still, I would love to see that.
He got 214. He got
Right.
214.
He can get 2 Republicans easily. No, 3. How many more did he need? Like,
When did he
He
get
got
214?
214.
yeah,
When did he get
How did he
214?
get 214?
that's how
From where, Charlie?
he votes.
He
He
had
got 212.
He had 212 yesterday.
Well, he can gain 2 people. That's not miraculous.
From where?
I don't know where he got him from, but it was on news that the guy got 214 this afternoon. I heard it on news, unless they was wrong.
They were wrong.
Okay,
Yeah,
then
yeah.
it was wrong. 212 and 214 ain't but 2, although I can't count.
Oh no, it's a big difference though.
Unless 2 people were absent yesterday.
No, nobody was absent but the person that died, and that was a Democrat. Everybody was there, even Buddy Commissar himself. Because I heard when he voted. I was watching it the entire day. I didn't leave out the house because it was raining. So I watched all 3 votes today. It was 3 yesterday. I watched every one of them today. And it was the most he could get is 212 because no Republican is going to vote for him. All the Democrats vote for him, and that's 212 of them. There's 435 of them. Only 434 is in there now because one Democrat died, and that election will be coming up soon. But it would be shocking if those 20 holdouts would vote for Hakeem and make him the House Speaker. That would mess Kevin McCarthy up.
That would be so crazy.
It would kill Kevin McCarthy. But they're not going to do it because it will be betraying their party to the utmost.
Yeah.
And they would have no leverage whatsoever in the Congress. Period. Because we have the White House, the Senate, and the House. They still have the Supreme Court doing silly stuff.
And they are the far right Republicans.
Correct.
They're the far right. They are the extremists. Right. They are the extremists. So with them, they're not going to destroy the party like that, because again, that they're the ones at the opposite extreme. Because again, they're
the crazy Trumpers. Kevin McCarthy is a Trumper too, but he's not the crazy Trumper. They are the crazy Trumpers, and they want to hold it up so they can get on different committees and everything because they're being shunned, and they want to be able to have some type of leverage in it. I think that rule should be changed. That, in 100 years ago is the last time this happened, and it was 133 votes. Imagine going through this 130 something times. They did it for a whole 2 or 3 months. 133 times they had this vote. They've had it for 2 days, only took 6 votes. So imagine how long that is. But they got a sister in charge now, but she ain't doing nothing, but she in charge.
Yeah. I just I feel like it should be majority damn vote and we done.
Correct.
You know,
Correct. That's the way.
Majority
Either that
Right.
or after you do so many attempts, after the fifth vote, then it's majority. It has to be some conclusion to this. They got to get rid of these dinosaur ways,
Right.
you know, and change the rules. That's something that they have not done in a long time, and the rules need to be changed. They need to.
They'll never do it.
Revisit
They will
those rules.
never do it.
Yeah.
And you know, by even Kevin doing this concession to say, well, 5 of you guys can vote me out. You know, if 5 of y'all are not impressed with what I'm doing, y'all can vote to have me ousted.
Well,
You know,
again, I'm gonna jump the curve for a minute. That is exactly what Rasenberg trying to do in the state of Georgia. He's saying we don't need a runoff. He's saying winner take all. And just what you are promulgating now, he is saying just that. It's a waste of time. Winner should take all. And I know his position on that. I'm sort of for that, really.
I'm sort of for it also because
I am too. Because we should not be going back to the ballot. Whoever has the most votes at the end of the night,
that's
that
who wins.
is who it is.
Correct.
You know,
Raphael Warnock had to run 5 times. 5.
In the last
Yeah.
2 years. That's correct.
whoever has it at the end of the night, whether I mean, and I don't care if it's Republican, Democrat, whatever, independent, whatever.
Yeah.
You
Do
know,
your work.
because a lot of times they just put these detractors in just to steal votes, so it will be a runoff.
Mhm.
Right. Exactly.
In my Shabazz and whoever the hell that light-skinned woman was, y'all remember her. I don't, you know, but it's stuff like that, you know.
What
That-
light-skinned woman?
Talking about Washington.
Okay.
Huh? No, that wasn't her last name. Her husband used to be was a
Tabitha.
judge.
County
Tabitha
Commissioner.
Odell.
Tabitha.
Odell.
Yeah, Tabitha.
But
Yeah.
it was
Her
Miss
damn
Washington
husband
was
stealing
light-skinned
ass.
too.
Yeah.
That's
the
Charlie,
whole
good
record.
friend you talking about. Charlie and
The
him
whole
just had
record.
lunch yesterday.
Oh,
You and Tabitha had lunch yesterday? Well, ask her if she's still spreading herself across tables.
oh God.
Yeah,
What?
I'm still right there. I'm still right there. Yeah.
What happened?
Uh-huh.
I had to dry my eyes. Yeah, Charlie just had lunch with them yesterday.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
And he had
Yeah.
to pay for lunch. He had to pay for it. Ain't that something?
How you got to pay for a mayor? I mean, a judge and his ex-mistress. How that happened?
That's his wife, Sandra. Be nice. That's his
Whatever.
wife.
You know what? Whatever.
Me and Jamal had to duck out of here in a minute with that.
You know what?
Yes, Harris Odell and Jamal
Charlie.
are good friends.
Charlie.
and Tabitha. Sorry,
And Tabitha's the
You know
one that
what?
attacked me at the festival one time.
Huh?
She came at me.
Hmm.
Tried to fight me. I told her send her husband, don't send her.
Child, please, if you let a light skin itch come at you.
Charlie,
Whatever.
you muted.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I'll be all right.
He got something in his mind and still trying to talk. That will choke you, young man.
And I'm going to have to depart.
You going
Don't
already?
depart, Jesus. I
We ain't
gonna
got
say
to that
nothing else
subject
about
yet.
your friend. I ain't gonna say nothing else about
We
it.
ain't got to that subject yet. We haven't gotten to that subject. Let's get on to the subject. What's the next subject? What subject we on? fighting drugs in America?
No, we
How
was
do we
on
win?
McCarthy getting enough votes. That's what we was on.
Yeah,
Then we
well,
was
they
going
don't
to
vote
something
again
else.
until they about to do a vote now at 8 o'clock. That takes about 35, 40 minutes. We ain't worried
Okay,
about
what's the
Yeah.
next topic?
I have to eat dinner, and I have to do
Why
work
you don't
don't.
eat
No,
before
you don't.
you get
No,
on these
you
shows?
don't.
because I just get in the house. I don't get home at 5 o'clock. I get home 6, 7 o'clock.
Well,
So,
I got my food. I got a wrap from a Euro
And
wrap.
Sonia,
you-
Julius lied to you. I did not have lunch nor breakfast with her nor brunch, okay? He simply lied on me. And the reason I couldn't respond or rebuttal, I did have a silver tip in my mouth because I was born with a silver tongue.
It's all right, Charlie. You know,
You trying to
but-
tell the world right now that you did not have lunch with Odell yesterday.
No, I did not.
You did not
know.
have a 15, 20-minute conversation. I got pictures of it. I just don't have, I can't put it on here. I got pictures of when I saw y'all talking and the Odell, I ain't say which one was at your car.
Robert, don't you buy what Julius said. He's
I'm drinking my
lying.
water. I'm drinking my water.
Julia is speaking
I'm on
with
a
a
ballot.
forked
I ain't got no
tongue,
phone
Robert.
I ain't got no dog in that fight.
Now, you know what? If I wasn't half the lady that I am, I wouldn't be friends with none of y'all because all of y'all,
Why?
all of y'all be contenders with all my enemies.
Oh,
You
no,
know,
I was on
out.
your side. If you remember when you was running, I was on your side. I came and talked with you.
What does that sound like?
Yeah,
Sean?
I think that you told me to drop out because you,
I
you was on the sides for her ass.
Y'all look at the technology. You know what was just said? What happened?
You know, I think that's what you said, but you know,
Damn,
I'm
Charlie,
not gonna be the
that was
one
not
to
nice. That
gossip.
was awful,
You know.
Charlie. That was not nice.
Yeah. He ain't came to you, him and you, self, hey.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, but you know what, CJ, with people like this, you don't even need haters.
What you mean?
Huh.
I didn't make sure what I did.
Oh, you a frat brother with my arch enemy, so that's
What you mean?
that part.
So
How about you? Hey, all my friends, all my close friends hang with your son-in-law. And you know me and your son-in-law don't get along.
First of all, she left him when the baby was 5 months old.
Wait, what? Wait, whoa. Time out.
I cannot be on here and y'all talk about my brother.
Oh.
Listen, Jesus.
Yeah.
Don't worry, it ain't you talking
about
about it.
you going down this path.
See, I told you all my friends are friends with him. I don't hold who y'all. I can't tell y'all who to be friends with.
Miss McKeithen, I don't remember asking you to step out. I simply say to you, I think you're running a pretty good campaign, and the timing might not be right now. Maybe that was it, maybe.
So what was that? What was that, RG? What was he telling me, RG?
I know how I would have taken it. That's all I'm gonna say.
Oh, okay. Okay. You know
She was
what?
by herself. She was by herself. She had nobody with her. Now she got an army.
That's
You
okay.
got an
No,
army.
it's
If you were to move back, you got an army. If Robert
You know,
don't do what
and-
Robert need to do, you got an army. But Robert fit to do what he go do and take advantage of this army that he had.
And again, she was another person that did nothing in that district. All she wanted to do is get rid of me.
Okay, since we own this subject, we might as well go to that subject and let's start it. Ain't no sense. Okay,
Okay.
the city elections up next. We got people running. Van announced yesterday again in City Hall, which I think was probably almost illegal, with all the cameras in front of him. He announced that he's running. Now he's counting all the things that he's doing, all the great things that he's doing. But dude, you are doing great things, just not for us. You are doing awesome things, just not for us. We don't doubt that you're doing those things. It's just not for us. It's not for our community. You are making the rich richer. You are building generational wealth, but not in the community for which you should be advocating for. So, yes, you are doing great things, just not for us.
And Jill, and I have to piggyback because you look down Montgomery Street, you look all around Savannah, it's not economic affecting us at all. And he has not tried to get with contractors. I know it's not his job, but put things in play so it can happen. He has not been a good mayor for us. And I'm going to say us, the black people of the city of Savannah.
But this is a great strategy because, see, all Van needed was the us to get him in over Eddie.
Yeah.
Okay? So now he don't need black people because so many white people have gentrified the Savannah.
The people that gentrified Savannah, the people that did the gentrification, they didn't move into those houses. They just brought them and gentrified them.
Exactly.
But those people aren't going to vote for. Those people aren't going to vote for Van. What you saying, Jamal?
Oh no, I was saying the majority of the voters in Savannah are still African Americans. We're still the majority of the voters. Correct. And what they did, these houses, one of the issues that we're dealing with is the short-term rentals. Because again, you find people, because Savannah is a tourist city, they have gone and acquired those properties. And so you see some of those properties, some of them are not living in the property like you were saying. They are renting, they are Airbnbs and they're short-term rentals. And so, but Savannah is still majority black city, and the majority of voters in Savannah are still African Americans. We still outnumber Caucasians. And so, and there's going to be an element of black folks who are still going to support the mayor. They believe in the mayor and they subscribe to it. Now what happens is that it has to be a campaign of information right now. If anyone to unseat the mayor, that's what has to happen. A campaign of information.
Correct. You're absolutely correct.
And the messaging has to be purposefully, deliberately, and excessively.
And Charlie, did you know, while you got that chicken bone in your mouth, did you know that the only place that can short-term rentals, Airbnbs and VRBOs and all is downtown? There's only a certain district that can benefit from that. Did you know that? We can't even make money off of properties that we renovate and fix up so that we can be a part of building generational wealth. They stop it and only allow it into those places where they have gentrified, and we're still at the door knocking. We're still at that table asking that he put the leaf in the table so that we can get in there, but he's stopping us at every door that we go on is locked.
Exactly. Don't you know how many properties in East Savannah, right there in Liberty City, and all these East Side properties that could be renovated and rented out for these Airbnbs that could be utilized for generational wealth? Everybody don't want to stay down in downtown Savannah when they come to Savannah. I would like to doggone stay in Georgetown if I feel like it.
Well, a lot of people are still doing it. They're just doing it outside of having the legal right to do it. They're telling us that it's from what, Jamar? I think it stops at Victory Drive and it goes down to River Street and it stops again at probably Stiles Avenue and goes to like East Broad. Right. The rest of the city cannot do Airbnbs. Yeah. Only those people. And what's that district I just described? What is it? About 70% white?
Well, some of it is still they have pockets within ours that are still not heavily Caucasianized yet. And so, but yeah, you do find a number of the areas, the Victorian district, the historic district, what they call the streetcar district, and those districts are which are basically Caucasian neighborhoods. And that, and actually, I tell you, that goes along with what Ricardo and I were talking about the other day. When you look at what neighborhoods are protected under conservation district and historic districts, and it's basically, like I tell folks, like I tell Ricardo, it's like an L. Starting from the river, going on down, and it's a reverse L that then goes over to Ardsley Park, Ardmore, Chatham Crescent, and Parkside. So those neighborhoods get protection, and they have those economic advantages that that's some of the stuff people need to question and talk about and discuss, because again, that's why I said that information and put it out there and looking at the disparities with regards to how home ownership in Black neighborhoods of Savannah are undervalued by like $300,000 compared to Caucasian neighborhoods. And that was done by Brookings Institute. And that was going to 2016, 2017. And so we're one of the cities, along with Charleston, along with Beaufort, Hilton Head, and Bluffton. The top 5 communities where you see this glaring undervalued Black communities, we're 3 of them: Hilton Head, Bluffton, Beaufort, Savannah, Charleston, right here in this area.
Go back to John McMaster's question.
Which one?
John McMaster says that in a small equation, around 26,000 votes will be cast. Van has to get 13,000 of them. He could never get 13,000.
And then go back to his question.
His question?
Right there. Do we expect a third candidate?
Yeah.
I don't know. They'll probably throw one in. Then that would it's all according to where that person comes from and who he or she would be taking votes from. Mm-hmm. I don't believe that the mayor has any support other than what he has before. He has fallen off terribly with the community. I'm in the community. He's not. He's at birthday parties and concerts and everything happening in the new arena for free. But he can never get 13,000 votes in this city.
Other than Covert, he did a real good job with Covert. Other than Covert, I want Black people to stand up and tell me, what has he done for you and your community? Look at the 1st district. He represented for 16 years. Look like the 3rd world country. Look and see what he did throughout the community. Please open your eyes. Don't close them. He hasn't done absolutely nothing. Even the liquor license.
And look what he did to block everything in the
liquor license. The poor Black businesses who have a liquor license, they catch pure hell. It's unfair when fights be all the time downtown Savannah.
Well, yes. I want to address a couple of things, but I don't know whether a third candidate will be in it, or a 4th candidate. I don't know. I hope not. It's going to be that type of race. The only thing that somebody would be getting in would be silly to get into that race, because it will be between Van and Keisha, and we expect Alderwoman Keisha Gibson Carter to be victorious in that, and you can bank on that. Rebecca, I don't believe that Airbnbs kills communities. You have to give me the stats on why you think that. Everybody, it isn't killing downtown. Isn't killing everybody all across the country. Certain people what's killing our communities is divestment in our communities. They're not investing in our communities. If somebody comes into our community and does an Airbnb, I'd rather them come and fix it up and rent it out than to have it go to shambles and then somebody come and gentrify the area and they lose their property. So I don't understand where this comes from with Airbnbs kills communities. What communities have they killed? Every community that I see an Airbnb in is thriving. So I don't know what where you get that stat from. Every
Well,
community I see Airbnbs in, they're thriving everywhere across the country. And I go to a lot of them across the country, and they're thriving. They got one in Tampa where the whole community, big as Savannah Quarters, biggest Savannah Quarters, with nothing. Every single house in it is Airbnb, and they're mansions in Tampa.
But you know what? And as I think about it, you need people like at that planning table, like aldermen, who have enough sense to know that just because it's good for this particular community or this neighborhood, don't mean the next community or neighborhood needs to have it. Let's have a both and approach to it, because I agree with you. I see the benefit in it. I think, you know, say for example, you got a guest house in the backyard you're not using. You could be bringing in $1,000 additional income a month doing that. So I agree with you. I think
I'm going, cutting you off for a minute.
I'm
going to all of my grassroots people who know Charlie Brown, and I'm going to tell them and ask them, what have Van done for them? And I'm going to go from East Savannah to West Savannah to all over the city of Savannah. And my friends know I only bring the truth to them. And I'm asking them the question. They vote for who they want to vote for, but I'm asking what have Van done for them? Absolutely nothing. Nothing.
Now, all I can say is that when the Airbnbs fail to vet who is renting their properties, that is when things go bad. Because we've had a lot of incidents in Houston where you have the 16-year-old parties and people start shooting at the parties, you know. But those are not every weekend. Those are just incidents, you know, where things go bad. And things can always go bad. So we have to have the Airbnbs vetting better, you know, and screening.
You're absolutely right. They need to vet better and screen. And the managers of those homes need to pay more closer attention to it. But John said that the nature of a neighborhood is stability. Let me see. Is stability. Airbnbs is just the opposite. Transitional strangers coming and going. But John, everybody can't have an Airbnb. You're only talking about one house or two houses out of 100 houses on the street. It's nothing. The numbers don't even match up. Everybody doesn't have an Airbnb. Like I said, in Tampa, they got a whole community with nothing but mansions with Airbnbs in it.
Go back to Rebecca had an interesting comment. Go back to that real quick.
Regulation is needed, increase homelessness is
long-term.
directly tied to long-term rentals coming off the market.
Y'all, I mean, let's talk through that real quick. That's interesting. What do y'all think about that? Increased homelessness is directly tied to long-term rentals coming off the market. Chandra, what's your thoughts?
Put it back up. I didn't see it. I'm sorry, guys.
No, go back to her first comment. What she
Who's
said.
Rebecca's?
Yeah.
Right.
Which one? Regulation is needed?
No, that right now.
Increased homelessness is directly tied to long-term rentals coming off the market. Well, you know, those things need to be, you know, homelessness needs to be a situation tackled in itself. So if you're talking about downtown Savannah and the homelessness issue, that's something that they have not efficiently dealt with, you know, and that's not the renters, that's not their issue, you know. And because housing has gone up so much, you know, it's nobody's fault that these renters want to rent their homes for $2,500 a month, whereas those same rentals a year ago, 2 years ago, they are renting the people that qualify or that live in this city out of the market. That's their fault.
Yeah,
for doing it.
And John made a point here that says that at Tybee, 50% of the housing has become short-term rentals. Well, the thing is, the only way that could happen is if the people who lived in those homes wanted to sell those homes. You can't make somebody come and live somewhere. These people brought those homes, they made them into short-term rentals, and that's what they are. If that's what Tybee is, then that's what Tybee is. They can't do that in Savannah. Tybee has a few thousand people on it, if that. I don't think that Tybee is a good example of what we should be looking at to compare. Let's look at the whole Savannah. The only place that you have short-term rentals is downtown, in that area where all the rich people are at. They couldn't buy those houses on Tybee for $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 if they didn't have the money and the people didn't want to sell. What you gonna do? You gonna make somebody move in there? You gonna keep the houses old so when the wind come, when the next hurricane come, blow them down? You can't make somebody live somewhere.
And then they are going to have to come to the realization that when you have a city where the median income is $38,000, you are going to have to make the rental property compensatory with what the median income is. So I don't understand why these people that invested in these properties somehow thought that taking these rental properties up to $1,500, $2,000 a month in a place where most of the people don't make enough to pay that type of rent. And you moved all of these people out of those areas that were paying $500, $600, no more than $700 a month. And now you want them to move back into those areas at twice the rent.
The government van could have spearheaded the leadership and look out for those people.
Yes.
He did not do that. The government saw it to help regulate and put in ordinance or whatever. That didn't happen. He did not try. His leadership had been terrible.
Yes.
I'm telling all the grassroots people. I'm telling all the grassroots people.
All of these investors that thought that they were going to make a windfall by putting in $2,000 rentals, all you're going to get is an Airbnb for a weekend, and if you're lucky, you might get a person like me that has a company that will pay for maybe 2 months of rent for executive apartment for me to stay there, but I'm gone.
Well, and let me offer this, if I could, real quick, because this is one of those situations that has two sides to the coin. You do have those who have an investment property. I mean, at the end of the day, they have the right to invest their property, long-term or short-term. So I also believe, though, there should be a fee structure built around those who want to do that, and let's just pull fees off that then impact the community that they're in a positive way, whatever that looks like. But I think we got to look at it as a both-and situation.
My concern, others on city council did not press the issue with him and say, this is what we need. The ones who want to press the issue, he did not let them get anything on the agenda. He changed the charter and had it changed. they hadn't been able to put nothing on the agenda. That to keep the news people, the TV station, and the ones who vote along with him are just as guilty. They sitting back and y'all are trying to spare feelings, and my people in this city is suffering. They are paying the price for the high rent. They can't afford it. It's all over the place. And y'all gotta speak up and tell them Van have been bad for Savannah, bad for you. Would you run 50%, 56% of the population, and you catering to him? He don't care about you. If you don't like it, I'm Charlie Brown saying it. And the ones who go along with him, they need to be spanked, spanked, spanked.
Exactly, because now you have a higher homeless population.
Yes.
And they can't even stay in the inner city where there's bus routes or anything because Van done kicked them out.
That's what driving homeless up. People, look around. Why you think you got homeless the way it is? Because of the administration. And county, they need to wake up too. Chester, no, he better wake up. It's not fair to the citizens of Savannah who live here all day life.
Yes.
That boy from Brooklyn, New York. That boy don't have the heart of Savannah. He have Brooklyn, New York mentality.
And in Brooklyn, New York, they have rent caps.
I go to the grassroots. Hold on, Sam. Hold on.
They have rent caps that prevent people from being homeless.
That's
because these rent suckers just want to raise and raise and raise rent.
And what it is, something could have been put in place. He could have come up with something, whether he could have made it legal or not, just to let them know you can't just put these citizens out of their home.
Right.
The rent too high. And I'm saying the ones who going along with this man and have you seen him throughout the community? Julia, you say, you see him at parties.
This is what I want people to look at just the financial and resources that have been allocated throughout and this is not an indictment on one person. Just look at what the people who have aided and abetted in those situations, the people who voted, those case in point, certain older women, how they have voted on this stuff. That's when you aided and abetted in this too. I think you need to be called to the carpet.
Exactly, because this is me and my situation. I got my house over here in the 3rd district. I paid for it. I got my house over here in the 5th district. I paid for it. But you're not thinking really about your constituents.
Okay, look at
the historical value that's rooted over here. People don't realize this is one of the districts where these black folk built this house brick by brick. And I rooted here because they couldn't go on the other side. They couldn't go over to the Hampshire Woods. They couldn't do that. You know why? And so these people over here, these are elderly, old black folk who being harassed every day. And at the end of the day, if you need somebody who will listen to that. You know what I'm saying? It makes me sick. Forget about those voices.
Look at the 2nd district. It affects those people in the 2nd district real bad. Just look around. Come on.
Yeah.
If y'all guys are blind to the fact and too afraid that they're going to retaliate on you, then get out of it. You shouldn't be in politics. You shouldn't be in this position. Charlie Brown is not going to hold back. You ain't going to kick me around, and I'm going to my grassroots friends, and I'm going to tell them, I don't mislead you. I'm the guy who fed an entire generation in Kwannza Krawl. I didn't make no real money. It wasn't about the money. It was about helping my people. And I hadn't changed to this day. I'm still the same way.
And just as an announcement to the people in Chatham County, when I move back in March, I'm coming for you, Chester, Julius Hall's cousin,
I mean, she's not that direct.
I'll land in in
Yeah.
one of the districts.
I'm scared.
I'm gonna land in one of the districts.
Yeah, Lord.
I'm gonna buy a house
Oh,
in one of
man.
the districts,
Okay.
even though I already have a house.
Now, Chester.
Okay,
Chester
all right,
trying to-
all right. Fannie Lou Hamer.
No, Chester
So,
trying.
Somebody-
I'm coming for you.
We're gonna take the mic away. Take the mic away.
I'm
We
coming
thank you,
for
Fannie
you,
Lou. Thank you,
Chester.
thank you.
No,
Thank you
no,
for your
Chester.
ministry, man.
No.
Okay.
Chester might be Chester. Wait a minute, Sonia. Chester might trying to step up to the plate. He did argue the point the county need more money, and they did cut a deal. Now, because the
they
county
cut a
was
deal
getting
with?
the raw deal.
Van,
Oh,
Yeah,
Lord.
Yeah, he did cut a deal.
Lord.
Chester's trying to do something, and let's give him another opportunity because he only been sitting there for about a year now. So yeah, we'll be watching Chester, and Chester's a fair guy now.
you know what?
That's Julius
I can
cousin.
tell you this: Chester cares more about the community than Van ever did.
Yes,
Um,
yes.
Van doesn't allow his people on council to have their own voice. He has their proxy. That is absolutely correct, John. Those people don't have a voice. He's silenced. Keisha, Alicia, and Bernetta. The only way Estella got her voice back is she stepped over and betrayed those ladies and went back to Van because her and Van
but
have been on the
still,
council
still
longer
on
than
your
anybody. And
So-
the two districts that suffer more than anything are the 5th district and the 1st district, who were controlled by Van and Estella. So we cannot give you a break. I cannot give you a break because you're my friend. If I'm going to be honest in this endeavor that we're on here with the platform that we have, I have to be honest. I will call it like it is. I'm irregardless of our friendship. You must have the truth told to you, and that's just part of it. If you got something bad to say about me, say it. I got tough skin,
Julius,
elephant hide and alligator skin, or whatever. Elephant skin and alligator
you're right.
hide.
Alligator hide and elephant skin, Julius, and that's what I'm trying to say. There's no hate of none of those people I'm talking about.
Right.
I'm saying they just hadn't done nothing. I'm
Right.
saying Van hadn't done nothing. And if anybody know Charlie Brown political background, I try to put people. We ran the Entrepreneur Center for 8 years, and we try to help the community, help and put Black businesses in business. It was for all, but we had 90% of Black businesses.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
And you ran Al Scott's but I'm not going to I won't digress on this.
No.
Okay.
Al Scott did not go up on property taxes now for 8 years. He did not now.
But he did nothing else.
at all.
I
At
can't
all.
remember. I can't remember that part.
You know what? I'm
Natalie
going to
said-
refrain from saying go to hell, Charlie. But
Natalie said if the lowest family rental rates are $1,500 a month, the renter has to make 3 times the rent. That's $54,000 annually. People are not making $54,000.
and nobody
annually.
makes that
No.
annually, Natalie. Thank you for bringing that out, because the median income in Savannah, in Chatham County, is in the 30s, and that
I
is
don't even
sad.
think it's in the 30s.
It's not. It's
Yeah.
definitely not 45.
So-
It's definitely not
No,
45.
it's in, no, it's in the 30s.
Exactly.
She's right.
It's
She's
So-
right
definitely not
about that.
45, and you're still short.
It's about 32.
And how much we bring in through that port? Okay,
Mm.
well, add up to me.
Well, pressure. Everybody just got to remember this: pressure will bust a pipe, and without pressure being applied, nobody will pay you any attention. You have to apply pressure. The only way that you get things done is by applying pressure. Nobody's going to change anything if you don't have agitators like we are. The greatest thing I tell people in the last 20 years has been the invention of social media and these platforms where we can tell people and spread information. We just got to keep grinding. John said Estella hasn't been effective on the fairgrounds, her signature claim project. Estella hasn't been effective with anything except whispering something to somebody. I hear you, black man. Okay, black.
It is
That's
going
all
to be
she
her
does
signature.
is whisper.
Because her signature is actually going to be when she sells it off to whoever is going to be the investor that's going to put up the high rises that pushes all the these older property owners off of out of those areas, in the 5th district. I'm just saying.
And the state doesn't really care about giving Savannah any of the money to help with the infrastructure or anything, pollution or anything that is occurring from the growth of that port. And they should be, but they don't, because we don't have strong advocates in the delegation or in the county or in the cities, the municipalities around Garden City, Savannah, Port Wentworth, that is going to come together and be one unit advocating for container fees or some type of fee that they can get to build the roads up better and for air pollution and everything else, that for those outlying for those cities that lie right on the river, they're effective. And how about all the cities that they have to go through to get to Carolina and Atlanta and Florida? What do you say, Charlie?
We got about 22 more minutes.
Yeah.
What about
John said, yeah, but one on the fairgrounds developers under indictment in Arizona fraud and mismanagement. Well,
wow.
Yeah, I heard that. And
Julius, how the Chamber of Commerce they endorse certain people during election time, and they call you into these meetings and stuff. So they called me into this meeting during that time, and they wanted to endorse me. And I told them, I said, I feel like we should be getting $1 or $2 off of every container that comes into Savannah, because at this time we're getting none, and they looked at me like I had two heads in that meeting. The Steve Green guy, so I could tell that I was over his head, or that wasn't something that they were willing to endorse, when quite naturally, if you are moving through our streets and you're moving cargo at an enormous amount, why shouldn't we be getting $1-2 off of everything you bring in here?
Yeah. Robert, did you get that chat?
Let me see.
Everybody else does in all other cities. If you go out to California, they're getting this smog money.
Look at that. They're getting $68 per container in Long Beach, California. Imagine that. $68 per container.
Okay.
That's awesome.
And I was only asking for $2. But that's to show you how backwards Savannah is.
Yeah, all we asking for, hell, they was asking for 10 cents a container one time, wasn't it, Charlie? 10 cents. They don't want to even budge on 10 cents. They say no, because you don't have the fight to do it. We got about 20 minutes left, and we got a few subjects, but we're going to skip some of them and bring them on next week. I'll just put these subjects on next week. But we wanted to get into our main topic, which was the top top 20. Chatham, Savannah used to get $1.50 per container. $1.50 per container they used to get, and now they don't get anything because the state takes it all and don't give a darn. Tanya Howard Hall wants y'all to join her or join us tomorrow. John and Chuck are all invited. She wants everybody out there to come join her tomorrow, 6 p.m. Jenkins High School Auditorium. It's a brand new big auditorium for her swearing in tomorrow. Her oath of office tomorrow at 6 p.m. If y'all can be there.
The wings there. On Charlie. Charlie's going to take all the wings.
Yeah. Eric Johnson ended that. Eric Johnson was a sellout all the time. You see what he's doing now. He's a big guy. He's not even elected anymore, but he's the biggest lobbyist up in the Capitol. He's at everything up there. We don't get enough federal funding to find maintenance of local streets for a federal port. We need to build up our highways.
And full infrastructure.
Yeah, it is.
We're ready for
it should be major highways with all that traffic that we get should be non-existent.
I'm surprised we don't talk about multi-county rail.
It should be $5. It should be at least $5 container. Every container.
Mm-hmm. Well, the rail system tomorrow. Washington D.C. We are ready for that, and we can go all the way to Bullock County, all the way over to Effingham and Scriven. But we're ready for multi-county rail. I don't know why our county commissioners, I guess.
We're gonna spend our last minutes talking about. We're not even gonna do the joke of the week this week. Charlie wasn't ready with it anyway. And we're gonna spend our last 20 minutes on the greatest singers ever to live, according to Rolling Stone. Robert, I know you sent me the link, but you're the computer whiz there.
Oh, I didn't get the pictures and all that now.
You ain't got to get the
I'm not that good.
I just need you to give the names.
Oh, I can give you the links. Okay, hold on. I can read them.
Yeah, I need you to download it and give the names.
I'll send you the link. You click that link.
I saw the link, but if I click on it, I'm going to lose all y'all.
It's in the chat. Make sure I got the right list.
I saw the link, Robert. I I thought you was going to pull it up and tell us who they are.
Oh, no. I'm not going to do that on this one.
Aretha Franklin is number
one.
You
a computer geek. You a young man.
I don't know where you get that ministry from. That is not my ministry. I can do some things. That's a whole different thing.
You can do that. I know.
Listen, Chandra, you want to open the link and share your screen?
No, I should have just had my other
Where
thing
is
up there.
You sent it to me?
Look in the chat. Oh, Lord, we all messed up. Y'all.
Okay.
But anyway.
So, all right. So
some of my favorite.
Number one, Charlie.
I was pissed, y'all.
Aretha Franklin is number one.
Okay.
I meant to send you all downloaded and send all y'all the list, but I got busy and I've been busy. And then I was in there writing and watching TV all day, but I was writing. I wasn't just.
I just didn't. I mean, I agreed with it, but then I didn't.
Bob Dylan
because I feel
15.
You know,
Snoop.
No, Aretha Franklin is number one.
All right, Charlie, who are the top three?
I don't know the top three. I just know who number one and number 15 was Bob Dylan.
Okay, I tell you what.
Okay,
we're going to get back to this. Is next week's subject. Yeah. Y'all, I have it all next week. I thought y'all, when I put it on there and gave y'all the agenda, I thought y'all had already Googled it and looked at it, and we could discuss it.
I already knew because I had been pissed for a whole couple of days.
Sandra, who's in the top 5?
She can't get us in no trouble. She's going to tell who she is. My people weren't on there either.
I've been pissed for a couple of days because they shunned my people, my person.
Who's in the top 5?
It was what's her name?
Aretha Franklin. Don't worry about it, since y'all not prepared. Hold on.
No.
Since y'all not prepared, we're going to do this next week.
Franklin.
Sandra, can you hear me?
Yes.
Can y'all hear me? Y'all not prepared. We'll do this next week. Okay?
I'm still pissed.
Then you can talk about everybody. This is our main subject next week. The Rolling Stones top 10, and then they gave everybody behind them 100 and something singers. 200 singers of all time.
Right.
And my people were not in the top 10. I don't know where y'all don't get Teddy at. I don't know where they don't get Maxwell and Michael Jackson and Prince. We're going to talk about all that next week.
Julius, I know we're going to talk about it last week. I can just tell you, number one was Aretha Franklin, period, with a dot behind it. Out of 200 people. And number 15 was one of my all-time favorite, Bob Dylan, Blowing in the Wind.
I don't even feel like Beyonce ass should have been on here.
Yes.
Is Whitney in the top 10?
Yes.
Well, yes. Whitney deserves to be in the top 10. Whitney was bad.
Whitney deserved to be on here, but see, Celine Dion did not even make any of it.
Right, she didn't make it.
Well, I can see that. I mean, it's not like she's a...
No, you cannot see that.
It wasn't about the voice. It wasn't about the voice.
Why wasn't it about the voice?
Because it was about the best of all time 200.
Right.
Not the voice.
Best singers. Didn't they say the best singers?
There go Bob Dylan right there. Bob Dylan, my man. Awful.
I don't think I'm a right
point. Bob Dylan is the greatest.
CJ, you got that right.
Bob Dylan number 15, Prince number 16. And please, CJ, name another singer won a Nobel Peace Prize. A Nobel Prize is Bob Dylan.
They said
Mariah is not number 5. I'm sorry. No.
CJ,
said the best singers,
you don't know what you're talking about.
They said the best singers.
Okay, well,
I don't even think that Beyonce even sing. What the hell is this?
She can sing. She can sing. Don't get it twisted. She can sing.
CJ,
you ever heard her sing in French, Sandra? She could sing in 2 or 3 different languages. The girl's bad.
Well, we're not saying she ain't bad, but Bob Dylan done won a Nobel.
CJ says he can't sing. I agree with him.
Celine Dion.
He don't know nothing about music.
Who the hell is Leonard Cohen?
Celine Dion song.
Leonard Cohen is heavy. Dance, dance, dance.
I agree.
We're gonna take and do a whole breakdown, 45 minutes next week.
Al Green is number 10.
Hey,
I agree.
Week, Al Green shouldn't be on no number 10.
What the hell you 10. Say?
No.
Boy, I will crawl back to Savannah and slap you.
Sandra, what? You got some people that can out-sing Al Green in their sleep.
No. Boy, are you crazy?
CJ just insult one of the greatest singers of all time who won the Nobel Peace Prize, Bob Dylan, for literary. This man is a genius.
Well, Leonard Cohen won it also.
We will pull your black card for even saying that Al Green.
Look at that. They're going to talk 10 Stevie Wonder.
Listen, Sandra. Al Green does not belong on there. All right?
No.
He belongs in there somewhere, but not in the top 10. Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston belongs on there.
In front of Beyonce.
Sam Cooke, his portfolio isn't big enough. Billie Holiday, her portfolio isn't big enough. Mariah Carey, yes.
They didn't say
Ray Charles,
portfolio.
yes.
They
Stevie
said
Wonder,
singers.
Yes. Beyonce,
they said singers.
Huh?
They said singers. That means, can you sing? Beyonce can't sing.
Well, we argue, but you know what's interesting? All top 10 are black artists. Every last one of them.
I get that. But I'm just still saying Celine Dion should have been on this. It's about
the style. It's about the style.
But
I
listen,
couldn't believe this.
Now, okay,
I think
out of
that y'all need to go and study. Bring back next week. We're gonna do 45 minutes on this subject next week, and we're gonna tell why our people should have been. Maxwell should be in the top. There's no voice that can compare to this guy.
Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline can sing now. She can sing.
Yeah, Patsy Cline can sing.
Yeah, she can.
She can sing.
Yeah, she can.
Yeah. Yes.
I like
Yeah.
Celine Dion better.
John Lennon, he can sing.
Freddie Mercury. What the hell?
Not so
That's
much.
Queen.
Little
That's
Richard.
Queen. That's Queen Freddie Mercury. We
What
are
the
winning.
hell, Little Richard doing it?
Little Richard is great.
Little Richard could sing, but he couldn't sing.
Right, he can't sign.
He had
can
a
sing.
he had a
You know-
sound to himself. He should
Hey,
be.
Julius, Sandra, out of all those people, name one I won a Nobel. Not a one, but one person.
Two.
Bob Dylan.
Well, she said that Cohen won it also. Leonard Cohen won it.
Oh, Leonard Cohen, I'll look that up. But
What I
Bob
don't
Dylan
like
won
is
a Nobel.
I don't see any gospel singers on here.
But Pastor Small said Al Green was simply the best. Pastor, I think that he might deserve
Yes.
to be in the
Pastor
top 20.
Smalls, I agree.
I think he probably deserved
Love
to be in
and
the top
happiness.
20.
You know, he a gospel singer too.
Y'all come with y'all do some studying next week.
I'm not coming with nothing. I'm
Bring
through.
it. Bring it.
I'm
We're gonna
coming-
do
I'm coming
45
with
minutes
nothing.
on
I'm
this subject. Next week, we're doing 45 minutes on this subject. I will
CJ.
tell y'all who the greatest singers of all time is. All
If
time.
you come with Beyonce, we muting your mic.
I'm not coming with no darn Beyonce. Beyonce can't make me have chills. A
No.
person that can make you have chills when they're singing, they can sing.
That's what I'm
They
saying.
can sing.
Dionne Warwick, you know, people like
Gladys
that.
Knight.
I'm telling you.
All these people, I don't even understand.
How about Tony Braxton?
Now look at this woman here talking about
Yeah,
Philip
Tony
Bailey.
Braxton.
She
I
said
tell you
Philip
what,
Bailey.
Yes,
I
Tanya.
like-
You
I like
feel
that
me?
guy. One man band.
Yes. Philip Bailey.
Gerald Levert
No.
Man band.
outsing anybody. The boy
No.
can sing the
His
phone
daddy. His
The boy can
daddy
sing the
them. The
phone book.
OJs. The OJs. The
book. Y'all
OJ.
are terrible. Where's
What do you
Jennifer
mean?
Hudson on it? Where's Jennifer Hudson at on it? Where's
She ain't been
Fantasia?
out long enough.
Long enough. You just said they're talking about singers.
I tell you who they forgot. Tanya Howard Hall. She can sing. Now that's who they forgot.
You gonna get a lot
Billie
of brownie
Holiday.
points with that, Mr. Brown.
Marvin
No
Gaye.
Brian Points is fact.
Mahalia Jackson. Yes.
Ronnie Dyson.
Mahalia
How
Jackson
about Ronnie
could
Dyson?
have been there.
Sandra.
How I made it over.
Sandra, stop.
What?
How about Ronnie Dyson? One man band plays all alone.
You probably
Billie
like
Holiday.
Vanilla Ice, Charlie. So we not
Ice,
even going.
ice, ice, baby, ice, ice, ice.
Mahalia Jackson. I'm talking about I feel everything she say.
How about the other little short one that sang?
What other little Tony Braxton?
No, yeah. How about Tony Braxton?
Unchanged my heart.
How about the little lady that sang gospel? The little short one. What's her
And
name?
don't forget
Shirley
our
Caesar.
Kelly,
I
Shirley
know who you're
Caesar.
talking about.
Shirley Caesar. Shirley Caesar.
Yes, Shirley Caesar. Yeah, she
Uh,
all right.
And
Now,
then
how
we'll get
But
back to this. Sade, you're right, Natalie. It's a lot
No,
of people. that
no,
can
not
do
She
it.
make you
Sade.
want to
Not
commit
Sade.
suicide.
No,
Sade
Sade
can
make you
sing.
want to commit suicide. No,
no.
It
I
don't
do
matter.
not.
It's a big problem.
no, not Sade.
Hey, Pastor, I can shake a
Yes,
leg.
Pastor.
And
Julia,
I have
agree.
music.
Julia,
Watch when
ask
I
me.
have. Pastor Small, you come on 8 o'clock next Wednesday. If you have time
Please,
next
Pastor.
Wednesday, you come on here and you give us your top 20 also. Because we're going to
Please,
have this
Pastor.
debate on the greatest singers of all time.
Ask
Please,
Lennon
I
about
don't know why my people ain't made the list.
Julius, ask him about Ronnie Dyson. One man band plays all alone.
No.
Really?
All night long. That's just on my song, Lionel Richie. All night long.
You got
Yolanda
Curtis
Adams-
Mayfield. You got
Not even
Barry
Curtis.
White. You got Isaac Hayes. All these guys are.
Isaac
No,
Hayes.
not Isaac.
Isaac
Not
Hayes is
Isaac.
hard.
Not
I
Isaac
Stand
Hayes.
Accused is one of the greatest songs in the world
What
No.
song?
ever made. I Stand Accused.
But it's only one song.
No.
But Isaac Hayes and Curtis Mayfield and Donny Hathaway. What the girl name used to sing with Donny Hathaway? And then how you missed this? How you missed that one?
Patty.
How you missed that one? That one was that's probably the greatest female singer of all time, right now.
No, Barbara Streisand can sing too now.
Charlie,
Wait a
Charlie,
minute.
where are you trying to get some points with Blondie?
No, Barbara Streisand can sing too now. Barbara Streisand ain't no joke.
All right, Pastor Smalls has taken on the challenge. He said he'll be here next Wednesday at 8 o'clock.
Thank you,
I
Pastor.
told you 8
We
o'clock.
have
We
to
starting
break
at
some
7.
reason for this
So we're going
thing.
to get everything out the way. At 8 o'clock, no
Yeah.
matter where we are, we stopping and we going to this here subject next week. It's going to be the debate of the century.
We got
Next
less than 3 minutes, Julius.
Okay, we're going to go right
listen.
now. Let me put the rest of these
Listen, hold
comments
on.
up.
Let me ask Leonard. Let me ask Leonard. Leonard, do you ever heard of Dolly Parton is a great songwriter?
I love Dolly Parton.
She's a
great
good
songwriter.
songwriter, but
Leonard Smalls, have you heard of
Let's get married.
Ronnie
today.
Dyson, one man band plays all alone?
Roberta Flack.
Oh, you're killing me softly.
Yes. You know what? I love Pastor Smalls. Huh. He ain't lost much.
She said Charlie likes all white people. Thank you for the inclusion.
I disagree with her on that.
Beth Miller.
I named Ronnie Dyson is not a white.
Anyway,
Miller.
we got to get out of here. This subject takes a long time, and we'll have a full panel next week. Pastor Smalls will be joining us at 8 o'clock. We'll have all the news and stuff out of the way. At 8 o'clock next week, we'll have everybody coming
Lou
in.
Ross
and
is
chiming
not black. Black
in.
is black.
Charlie, she didn't mean it like that. Okay.
Yes, she did.
No.
Yes, she
You
did.
did. You did have a bunch, but she know you had some in there. Okay.
But I'm trying to tell you, he finished number 15 and he got the Nobel Peace Prize.
What
for
that mean?
literary.
Okay,
What that
that don't mean
mean?
they need the Nobel Peace Prize for singing, is it?
For literary, because it's songs, Julius. Y'all not
Tina Marie.
respecting
Tina
culture.
Marie can sing. Tina Marie can sing.
The lyrics of his song.
Anyway, we
sing.
got to go. Roy C.
What?
Who the hell is Roy C. Bob? Well,
I still say Tanya Howard Hall can sing too now.
yeah. Anyway, we about to get out of here, y'all. This subject will continue next
And
Wednesday.
I'm not colorblind.
Next
I believe
Wednesday
in
at
the
8
best-
o'clock. Anybody that want to come on, we can put 10 people on here at a time. Y'all tell me y'all want to be on. Tanya Howard Hall, you can come on because I know you ain't up with a library of information for songs.
Well, she
You can
tell
come on here, Patrick
tell the
Smalls.
truth.
You invited Natalie, Rebecca. All y'all come on here next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock next Wednesday. We'll have everything out the way from 7 to 8. Y'all tune in at 8 o'clock when we're gonna talk about these songs.
All right, before
I
we
cannot
go, let's
wait.
say
No,
this.
we going. Ain't no before
Before
no
we
more.
go, the top 10 is still black. All top
It don't
10.
matter.
It do matter. And CJ is wrong. I'll go
Okay.
by the best artist.
Okay. Good night and talk to y'all later.
CJ.
Like this. 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 I like this.